Hello and welcome to Quantum Robin Gaming and welcome to Rocket League Sideswipe. Now, my usual customers, don't panic, we'll be back to AMS2 later on at the end of this year, beginning of next year, depending when I get back to my PC. But whilst I'm away in a different location than I normally am when I do my videos, I thought it would be a good chance to investigate some mobile games. And the first one that came to mind was Rocket League Sideswipe, because before I made my venture into sim racing, Rocket League was my main game. I used to play it a lot. I've got about 600 hours, I believe, on it. I got up to Diamond 1 in the PC version, and when I saw Sideswipe come up, I thought, oh, that could get me a bit of Rocket League fix on the go without having to need my big PC. Now, Sideswipe is a slightly different version of Rocket League. It isn't the traditional big three-dimensional version. It is more of the NBA Jam of Rocket League. For those who are familiar with NBA Jam, it's a 2D, slightly more simplified, a little bit more cartoony version. But all in all, it gives all of the feel, the look, the essence of a Rocket League, just with a slightly more accessible and a more on-the-go equivalent from the big boy version that you get on the PC and the Xbox and the PS4. Now, what we're going to have a quick look at today is the general layout, the overview, what you've got in there, maybe a little bit on the controls, and in future videos we will then start having a look at the bit of gameplay, which we will come to, as I say, in a couple of videos' time. Now, what we have, we'll start on the top left, and here you can see I've got my profile. You can see how I am at the moment with regards to my ranks. I can edit my profile. If you want to get started in Rocket League, you need to add your Epic Game account to Rocket League, and there you can change your name and things like that. So the name is not changeable within the game. It will pick up your Epic Gaming account name. However, you can change other things such as your avatar, as well as your banner, and your titles, and so on and so forth. Over on the right hand side, you've got your messages and your friend requests. You've also then got your settings, where you can adjust your audio, your graphics, your controllers settings. You can also view the leaderboards. You can make changes to your profile, as well as being able to see any news and updates from Psyonix themselves. Over on the right hand side at the bottom, we've got play. This is where we're going to come when we're going to be doing our normal games. And as you can see, there are 3 modes to which we can currently use. That is duel, where we are able to do 1v1s. It's a slightly smaller arena in duel, I'll show you that in a bit, versus the 2v2 arena. But the doubles, it's a little bit chaotic. It reminds me a little bit of the chaos mode, the 4x4 mode that you get in the big version of the game, because the arena's a bit smaller. There's a lot of motion going on. It doesn't have that 3 dimensions to be able to play in, so it's all sort of on one center line, and it gets a little bit cramped and chaotic as you play. The hoops is really cool. I absolutely love hoops in the original Rocket League, and I really enjoy hoops here as well. The only thing I would love that if they would add, if Psyonix could add a 1v1 version of hoops, I would be over the moon, because the 2v2, as I said, it's a little bit chaotic, and a 1v1 hoops I think would be absolutely sweet. So, we're not going to go into any games today. We'll do that on a future video, and we can do a challenge of maybe a road to Plat 1 or something like that, because I'm never going to get to Grand Champ. So I very much imagine that I will be lucky if I be able to reach my peak of Diamond 1 that I was before. In the challenges, you can see all the challenges, whether they're the Llama Rama, whether it's the Rocket League crossover, so that's where you've got Rocket League in both the PC, Xbox or mobile versions. You've got the weekly challenges, and you've then got the seasonal challenges. Now, I've been able to complete a few of the challenges already today, which, considering I've only been playing for a couple of hours, isn't that bad, I think. It was worthwhile as well, because a lot of the challenges gave some decent stuff. Some of it was the currency that you need in the shop. Some of it was some wheels. I got a couple of boosts out of it as well, I believe. Overall, I thought the challenges were really quite worthwhile. Definitely worth having a look at what you need. For example, the Distro had a few challenges on it, so I switched over to the Distro body away from the dreaded stock tame that you currently see in front of you. In addition to the challenges, you've got the Rocket Pass. It's incredibly reminiscent of the Rocket Pass you will see on the PC and the Xbox and the PS4. You've got your wheels, your bodies, your toppers, your decals, and all of the other various bits and bobs that you can get from here, and it's been leveling up pretty quick. As I said, I've only been playing for a few hours and I'm at level 15 already. I don't know whether that's on par with the PC version, but for me it seems to be leveling up at a decent rate, and I'm pretty happy with what's coming out of it as well. In terms of money, I've not had to pay anything for Rocket League Sideswipe yet. It was free to download, it's free to use, at least at the moment. There's no ads. Yes, I probably could purchase coins to go and buy more stuff, but you can earn the coins from the games that you're playing, from the challenges you unlock, as well as from the Rocket Pass. So at the moment, there's been no need to add any money to the game myself, and as you can see from a few hours of play today, I'm almost enough money to start buying bodies, and I have enough money already to be buying some slightly rarer wheels and some import boosts, which is pretty cool, because if I remember rightly, the shop in the PC version, it really needed you to spend money, unless that's changed. But in Sideswipe, it seems that you can earn the money that you need to go. Yeah, if you want to go and buy it all, yeah, you're probably going to need to put in some money. But as it stands at the moment, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how the game is funded and displayed, and I'm really pleased with Psyonix's effort in the layout and as well as the gameplay itself. Coming into the garage, here you can see all the different bodies that you've got available. You can customize the cars as you wish. You've got your orange and your blue side, exactly the same as normal Rocket League. Once you've selected a car, you can go into editing your layout. You can add in your decals. You can pick your wheels. You've got your toppers, your boosts. I can go full Llama-Rama, I think now I've unlocked all of the Llama-Rama, but I'm not going to. And you can get different goal explosions and stuff. There are some cool goal explosions, as well as some of the original classic goal explosions, like the dabbing ghost and stuff like that. I can't remember what they're all called. But they've got all of the sort of same stuff that you would expect to see out of your traditional Rocket League on PC. Now, when you link your Epic Game account, you don't inherit your garage or all your cars and items, but you do get some rewards out of it by being a part of both Rocket League on the mobile as well as Rocket League on another platform, which I think is quite cool. It's quite nice that they've done that with Psyonix. Now, the last button to click in is the training modes. Now, they're not distinctly all training modes. The tutorial is classic tutorial. I don't think it's almost exactly the same as the tutorial from the PC version, and it wasn't very helpful if you know what Rocket League is. If you're brand new to Rocket League, go and explore it. It will show you, how to boost and how to jump and how to hit the ball, but nothing that if from other Rocket League experiences you've had, no difference there really. You've then got exhibition mode. Exhibition mode is where you're playing against the AI, and one of the absolutely big bonuses that I've found with Rocket League Sideswipe is that the AI is really quite good. On Novice, yes, you're going to win, probably. On Intermediate, you've got to start playing pretty well. They can aerial, they can air dribble, they can double touch. So you're going to have to start getting your game on if you're going up onto Intermediate, and by the time you're up on Expert, they're at full speed. So they're at full whack Rocket League playing, dribbling across the map, all sorts of cool tricks that they do. So the AI, one of the big criticisms I had of the normal Rocket League is if I didn't have my internet up for some reason, or if I was just wanting to, have a quick 5-minute game without having to wait for, 10 minutes for a match, I could have played the AI. But the AI just wasn't really that much of a challenge. As soon as you took the ball in the air, you were beating the AI pretty much immediately. Here, they will tackle you in the air. You air dribble yourself up and they will come and get you. So you've really got to be on your game to be able to beat the AI on the higher levels. There's only the 3 levels with Novice, Intermediate and Expert. I've started playing on Intermediate pretty much most of the time because it's a challenge. You can win, they'll beat you occasionally. But overall, it's a good format. You've got a 1v1 version, you've got a 2v2 version, and you've then got your 3 different fields to play on. Now, the 3 fields you've got, one of which is short stack. This is the 1v1 field, really. It's what you'll play on Duel if you're playing against online opponents. The goals are a little bit lower down, and the overall field size is a bit smaller. The arena height is also a little bit lower, so all in all the proportions of the map are a little bit smaller. The CS field is something which is dedicated for 2v2, and the goals have been raised, they're higher up, there's more ceiling room, so you can really air dribble high, really high, and the map is a little bit longer as well, so you've got more room to play. It's not quite big enough for a 2v2 without it getting a bit chaotic, at least in my opinion, but it is a good fun map with regards to giving a bit more space. And 1v1ing the computer, 1v1ing the AI there on Expert is actually quite fun because you get to do an air dribble battle with the AI, which is quite cool. And then you've got Dunk House, and for any of you who are familiar with the original Rocket League, Dunk House is pretty much exactly as it is in the main Rocket League. Now the one big difference here that you see about the fields is that because the game is elongated and it's 2v2, and it's two-dimensional, not 2v2, it's two-dimensional, the goals are taller but narrower because there's no right and left for you to play the ball on, it's only up and down with regards to where the ball's going to go. So they've changed the field quite a bit, but I have to say it really works, and I'll explain a little bit why when we get into some of the free play. So going into free play, this is exactly as you would expect from Rocket League. You've got your Stocktane, or at least in my case we've got the Stocktane, you've got your field, you've got your controls, and you're on your own and you can do what you wish to do. Now on the left hand side here you have got the virtual joystick, which you are able to use to control your car. You'll see that two arrows come up, one of which is showing you the direction that the front of the car is pointing in, and the other of which is showing you the direction of the joystick, so where you're telling the car to go. And obviously with momentum and inertia and so on and so forth, the car won't always go exactly where you're pointing it, so you have to keep an eye on where the front of the car is pointing to. It's a really handy little guide, and I very much like that. In addition, on the right hand side you will see that I've got 3 big buttons over here. The default is only 2 buttons. The 2 buttons are the boost, which is the same as normal boost, and the jump button. And you can jump pretty high. It's exactly the same mechanics as the normal Rocket League. The longer you hold it, the higher you're going to jump, whereas if you do quick little taps you're only going to go a little way up. The boost works in tandem with the jump if you want it to, and you have to then push both buttons at the same time. I found that a little bit tricky, so I also added, which is an option in your configuration, the jump and boost simultaneous button, which allows you to use the jump and the boost together. And if you're used to doing double jump takeoffs in PC Rocket League land, then this is going to be a must for you, I think, because it's the only way, at least I found, to consistently be able to do those double jump takeoffs. In addition, the keen-eyed of you may have noticed that I'm charging my boost on the ground. And it isn't only a charge of the boost on the ground, it's a charge of the boost anytime you're in contact with any surface. And by any surface, I mean the walls, the ceiling, the ball. If you've got all 4 wheels on the ball, you will charge your boost up there as well. And in addition to that, the boost lasts a reasonable amount of time, and you are able to use the boost pretty much constantly if you're on the ground and you're feathering it well. You can get up to speed pretty easily with your double jumps and your flips, but that boost and charging is really nice. Yes, it's very reminiscent of a few of the game modes that we had in the PC version, but all in all, it's a good addition to a game that's been slightly more simplified, made a little bit more accessible. Now, you are able to do all your usual things, like dribbling, air dribbling, double touches, flip resets. In addition, you've got this ability to spin and flip the car just on the joystick alone. This I quite like because you can get some really cool scoop shots. So your musty flicks and things like that you can do using this instead of your jumps, because the jumps will just rotate the car around completely, and you don't have the same control over it as you do on the PC with the air rolls. Now, one of the other cool features that I find is this arena. The arena with these goals being slightly higher up means that you can double touch off the floor of the goal if you're going quick enough, and if you've got enough momentum behind the ball and it bounces back out. If I roll the ball up against here, you'll see that it typically kicks back out. It doesn't go up naturally in much the same way that you would expect it to in normal Rocket League, but it gives you that ability to double touch, as I said, off the floor, which is quite cool way to score. You are able to do all the usual stuff, as I said, like air dribbles and double touches, and in this version of the game it is easier to do than it was on the PC. Since playing my few hours here, I've done my first ever double touches, I've done my first ever flip resets, and the cool thing about things like flip resets is that the flip reset is animated. So you can see when your flip reset is activated. I'll see if I can pull that off in a second. So when you jump up and land on the ball, you should get that silver glow that you just saw, and that is telling you that you have now got your flip back and you are able to flip again, which means that you've got really cool ability to visually see my flip is ready, and you can then do your flip resets. And that works whether it's on the floor, whether it's on the ceiling, whether it's on the walls or the ball. So getting flip resets on here is really straightforward. And as you can see, it goes and lands on the ceiling for you. That was my pet hate on the PC version of Rocket League. I was forever missing my wheels on the ceiling and not getting the flip resets. On this version, as I said, slightly more accessible for everybody. It's been made a touch easier by having that automatic rotation that you get in the car. So when you're jumping up to the ceiling, the car will automatically go up and stick to it, and then you've got your flip again for you to go and use. So I'm going to leave it there today. I'm going to do some gameplay videos in the next few days. Maybe we'll do a road to Diamond, or maybe we can really attempt a road to Grand Champ, but I don't think that'll ever happen. And I will see you then. Any other suggestions of any other mobile games that you'd like to see me try, normally car-based, then just let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you've been watching Quantum Robin Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.